Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet with U.S. President Donald Trump later on Friday, marking the first time the Republican has spoken face-to-face with the Kremlin chief since returning to the White House. But the summit may mark another milestone. It could also be the first time Russia's fifth-generation Su-57 operates in the same airspace as the U.S. F-22 Raptor jets. The meeting, described by Trump himself as highly anticipated, is taking place at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, JBER, home to a chunk of the U.S. Air Force's F-22s and key for U.S. power projection into the Arctic, a region where Russia is dominant and the U.S. is increasingly invested. If Putin flies into the base, it's likely he could be accompanied by the advanced Su-57s. Publicly available information suggests F-22s and Su-57s have not crossed paths. Although in Su-57 and an American F-35 fifth-generation jet, both participated in an air show in India in February, which the Indian government described as a historic moment. The Su-57, also known by its NATO moniker, Felon, is often positioned as the Kremlin's rough equivalent of the F-22. Both are fifth-generation stealth fighter jets, which means they have advanced radars and avionics, designed to fly undetected and take out enemy air defense systems. Fifth-generation jets are the most advanced generation of aircraft currently in operation, although programs to get sixth-generation jets airborne are well underway. The U.S. is the only country to operate F-22s, but 19 militaries fly the Lockheed Martin-made F-35. If both aircraft meet up over the skies in Alaska, you can be sure both sides will try to learn as much about the other as possible, and both sides will try to hide as much as possible about the true capabilities of their aircraft as they can, said Frederick Mertens, a strategic analyst with TNO, a Dutch think tank. As far as I know, Su-57 and F-22 have never met each other in the same airspace, he told Newsweek. There aren't that many of both around. The U.S. has an estimated 165 F-22 Raptors, according to the 2025 edition of the Military Balance, the annual count of the world's armed forces compiled by the British defense think tank, the International Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS. Russia, meanwhile, has roughly 19 Su-57s. Unlike other jets widely used in Ukraine, such as Russia's Su-35 aircraft, Su-57 stealth fighters have not played a major role in the Kremlin's air campaign against its neighbor. Moscow launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, frontline clashes, intelligence reports from the British government indicated in early 2023. But reports filtering out of Ukraine have suggested Moscow has upped its use of the Su-57 in recent weeks. Ukraine said in mid-2024 it had successfully struck a Su-57 on an airfield hundreds of miles across the border. Although much about the exact specifications of the Su-57 and the F-22 are shrouded in secrecy, the Raptor generally comes out on top as the most advanced aircraft, Mertens said. The F-22 has far superior stealth characteristics, where the Russian aircraft still shows its direct descendants from the Su-27 line, Mertens added. Several features of the Su-57 make it easier to pick up on radars or infrared sensors than the F-22, which is also kitted out with a very advanced radar, he said. However, the Su-57 is still a very capable and very dangerous aircraft, Mertens continued. F-22s likely use radar reflectors, much like those on the F-35s that fly around NATO's eastern flank, he said. If the Russians are smart, they will do the same. But whatever happens, having the F-22 and the Su-57 next to each other will be a propaganda boon to the Russians, as this will at least give the impression that these aircraft are true equals, Mertens said.